United States Navy captain, and I assume David. You were very much listening to that press conference delivered by the U.S. Navy in our evening, our time afternoon, your time, but actually it was incredibly polished bit of communications, actually the way they gave us the information that they have so far, but of course there's still so much left to find out in terms of the information that we do have about what happened to this vessel. Were you surprised? No, not really. I think this was the most likely scenario. I think what they were saying was that this implosion happened as the vessel was on its initial descent an hour and 45 minutes into their journey to the Titanic. They hadn't quite reached it yet. They were still a little bit above it and off the bow of the Titanic when something catastrophic happened to the submarine. And when they say catastrophic implosion, it is an instantaneous destruction of the vessel, and then an instantaneous death for everyone on board. Probably they didn't even perceive that they were in danger, and then they were gone, and then the pieces and end up on the seabed. It's that for some people I've heard sort of saying this evening, we're clutching at straws here to try and find an outcome that is not as horrifying as we all hoped, and the instantaneous nature of it, some people say that somehow provides some relief in knowing that. Let's talk a bit about the role of the US Navy and all of this, but I think quite interesting on this as well, something they've pointed out in that press conference. There's a few jurisdictions involved in this, and there's people from Britain, there's people based in Dubai on the ship as well. That was Hamish Harding, and the gentlemen of British citizens were originally from Pakistan, Shehzada Darwood and Suleiman Darwood, as well, as they were talking about the complication of this being far out at sea but covering all these different sort of international bases. So how do you think the coordination of that mission has gone so far? Yeah, it seems pretty heroic to me. It's complicated just because of the physics and the nature of the thing. It's 2-hour airplane flight from Boston and an hour airplane flight from St. John, Newfoundland. At least for 4 different countries involved in responding, including commercial entities. There's different government agencies and navies providing equipment. The Air Force is flying it. The Canadians are letting them land there and get hushing them through customs. And so that sense of coordination can only be described as heroic and inspiring. I agree with you there. I think I've been quite moved by the rapid assembly of all of these different operations trying to rescue these men. We were getting reports already that some vessels and personnel are already being demobilized from the site. Of course, some equipment and some vessels will remain and do some of that search and rescue. But what do you think the coming days will be like in terms of the rest of that operation? Well, we don't need the ships that are involved. With say that, for example, there was a ship that had a hyperbolic decompression chamber. We don't need that anymore. I'm happy to see that some of the ships are remaining, especially the ones with the more capable ROVs. I'm hoping that they can collect the pieces of the submarine and bring it back to the surface, where we can potentially be reassembled as much as possible and analyzed, so we understand what was the defect or the flaw that caused the implosion on the way down. Do you think we underestimate the power of the sea? Yes, we definitely underestimate the power of the sea. People get in trouble at sea all the time. We underestimate the intensity of waves, and we underestimate the pressure. For example, people were asking about our recovery of the bodies. There's no bodies, I hate to say, but there's no bodies to recover. This implosion is so rapid it compresses the air in your lungs instantaneously. Compresses something about the size, and then if there was anything left, it's been down there for a week. So I would be really surprised to see any bodies we just don't on our normal lives. If we don't experience the kind of forces that are being to that we are subjected to at these depths in the ocean in our normal lives, we don't normally learn so much either about oceans